Hello, happy almost October. It's not quite yet. We got 2 more days, but we're getting there though. Very exciting. Today I'm gonna go over with you essay number 2, the poetry essay. So let's get started. So we're all on the same page. Um, Go to your lessons and scrolly down to essay 2. We've been working on poetry the last couple of weeks, reading some poetry, and I hope you watched my videos analyzing the poems from a couple of weeks ago. And then this past week you read some poetry from the poet X, and now what you're gonna do is you have 2 weeks to work on this essay. Okay, part of the essay is the first week is just preparing for it. Second week will be writing it. Okay. So for the second essay, you must choose one of the Read Woke documents of poetry attached here. They're right here. Queer poetry, race, and the female perspective. You may choose from the female perspective packet, queer poetry packet, or the racism packet. You will pick 3 of the songs/poems from the packet to analyze. Each individual poem will be discussed in its own paragraph, and each paragraph on a poem needs to have one specific focus. You need to pick one poem or song to discuss its theme. You need to pick a different poem or song to discuss symbolism, and your final paragraph needs to discuss the style of a third poem. Okay? So you'll download the packet, you read them all, figure out which 3 you want to discuss of that packet, and then you will write an essay about them, about all 3 of them. Okay. Your introduction and conclusion should focus on the overall topic of the poems and how they raise awareness to diverse groups. This essay is analytical. It is not a summary. Don't retell the story of the poems. Assume your reader has read it. I've read it. Oops, I just smacked my computer. I read it. All right. Yeah. So here are our components. Okay. Introduction, body, conclusion, thesis statement, works cited page, good development, topic sentences, transitional words, must be double spaced. Okay. 3 full pages. 3 full pages. Ignore how many words. How many words is that? Is insignificant because some people use long words, some people use really short words. It's 3 full pages long. Okay, 3 full pages long. That's the best thing that you should aim for is 3, not 2.5, none of that. 3 full pages. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that out because that's confusing for some people. Some people think it's either or, and it's not. All right, so let's look at these. Now, you will need to incorporate and cite 3 secondary sources from the library databases or from the internet. Okay. Now, look. Here's the thing about your research. Okay, is that you don't have to find research about the songs or the poems. You don't have to find research about the actual literature. You can find research on the topics in which you're discussing. So if we're discussing race, then you can do research on the psychology of race and how the psychology of race affects people, and then how is that evident in the poem. Okay, you don't have to. Same thing with if someone was writing a story about the yellow wallpaper and how the yellow wallpaper is a feminist story about a woman who is being confined to a room all day, and she slowly grows mad, as in crazy, And so, you could have done research on how isolation is bad for people's mental health and the problems that arise with isolation. And then you could apply that topic to the story that you read. So the same thing here is that your research does not have to be about these um, poems or songs. They just have to be about the topic in which you are discussing uh, with them. So you're going to download a packet. Like I just opened up Race. Okay. You really want me to open up that page? I don't want that page. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Okay, and we have these poems that you don't have to read about. You don't have to write about all of them, but you should read all of them. The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes. House in the World, also by Langston Hughes. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Little Ghetto Boy by John Legend and the Roots. Okay, so we have 4 poems. You are going to only write about 3 of them. You're just going to pick 3 of those 4 to write about. And, oops, here we go. You will pick 1 to discuss theme, 1 to discuss symbolism, and 1 to discuss style. Okay, so you'll read the 4 of them, and then figure out, okay, which one of these best works with symbolism. You're like, okay, the house in the world. You read that? You're like, yeah. That's totally like symbolism. All right, cool. I'll write my paragraph about symbolism dealing with the house in the world. All right, and then theme. Which of these is a poem? Is a good theme? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Little Ghetto Boy. All right, you read that? Oh yeah, that is a really good theme. That's a good theme. All right, we'll discuss that theme for that one. Okay, and then you go back and you're like, all right, well, now I need to discuss a poem about style, the way the poem is written. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, Still I Rise. This is a really look how it begins. Each stanza begins with these question marks. Okay, and then kind of answers. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I think that's a good style. So then you'll write about Still I Rise, talking about style, and then you won't end up at all talking about The Negro Speaks of Rivers. Okay, that's what you choose. So you don't have to write about all the poems in the packet. You just need to make sure that the ones that you do discuss, you discuss 1 poem about theme, 1 poem about symbolism, 1 poem about style. And you're not doing 1 poem of each. 1 queer poetry, 1 race poem, and 1 the female perspective poem. Nope. Okay? You're picking 1. And your research does not have to be about the poem or song that you're talking about. The research can be about the topic, like the Read Woke topic of racism. You can do research on racism and then find some quotes that deal with explaining the effects of racism, and apply those to your analysis when you're talking about theme, when you're talking about symbolism. Okay, there is this theory on blood memory, where the bloodline, the racial bloodline of a group of people, in a sense, passes down deep memories through their blood, or through their genes. And so, this theory can really be applied to The Negro Speaks of Rivers, because in the poem he talks about how all these great rivers in Africa, and then the rivers are in the South in America, he feels connected to. He sees all of his people, and so by looking at these rivers, he traces the history of black people from Africa to the southern states, their slavery, and then freedom and stuff, and how because he's known these rivers, he's known these histories, and he feels connected. And so this fits very well with the idea of blood memory. Okay, so there's symbolism, there is theme, there is connection to these other ideas that deal all with race as well. All right. I'm gonna post another video of kind of giving you some annotating and breaking down some of these poems and showing you how to read the poem and go about extracting a topic to discuss. All right, but I put that in a separate video so that way you are not watching one really long video. You can watch a series of different videos because I know that's what you love doing. Okay. All right. So the first week is just focused on reading all of the poems and annotating them and writing down your notes. You kind of figure out like what it is that you want to say. Okay, but that's the week of see this the 5th through the 9th. All right, 5th through 11th is reading these poems, watching all my videos I post about analyzing the poems. All right, giving you examples and figuring out which three you want to discuss, and what are you going to discuss in those three, and maybe what research you're going to apply to it, that sort of thing. And then the second week is going to be you just typing your essay, getting it ready, your rough draft, editing it, finalizing it. And if you get your essay done early enough, then you can go to the Start Here tab, scroll down, free writing tutoring. Click on it. And this is linked to the Learning Success Center. Okay, you enter your name, your email, phone numbers, my name, course you're taking. Okay, and then you go through this and hit next, and it'll take you through these prompts, and you'll submit your paper. I think you submit your paper. I've never gone through the whole thing because I'm not a student, and I had to put all that information in order to go to the next spot. So, but it hooks you up with a tutor who can give you some assistance on your essay, which is totally fine. All right, I highly suggest that, but you have to get your paper done early enough for you to be able to send it in, and then get it back, get feedback, and all that kind of stuff. You can't finish your paper on Saturday when it's due on Monday, and then hope to submit this. Okay, so if you get started early and get it all done, then you have plenty of time to edit it, which I suggest you do. Alrighty, and then when it's time to, let's see, this is the right class. Nope. So when you're done with your essay and you're going to submit it, you go to lessons, go to the Essay 2 Poetry Analysis. And then at the very bottom here, there will be a link to submit it. Okay? Alrighty. If y'all have any questions, email me, and make sure that you look out for my other instructional videos that I'll post. Alright, bye-bye.